On Easter night, in the year 2000 AD, something incredible happened to me. With my husband Roger Buck, I entered the Catholic mystery. Side by side, we entered together. We had both only recently been baptized into the Anglican Church. We were married, and so together on that very special Easter night, we entered the Catholic mystery. We were brought fully into communion with Rome. And I have to say that it is the greatest joy of my life. When I married Roger, that was joy enough. But coming to be part of the Church of Rome, words fail me. Words fail me. As you see, I'm a convert. I was born to atheist parents. They had both rejected their childhood religion, their faith. My father Methodist, my mother Anglican, and they had been atheist for some while. So I grew up in an environment where the only talk about God was one of jest. And shame on me, I joined in that. Yet, in my dreams, in the darkness of my bedroom, I did have glimpses of another world. A world that wasn't the same as this world. So even as a child, there was something going on that I didn't understand, that my atheist world couldn't comprehend. Just like the sun is eclipsed by the moon, Christ and his church were eclipsed by the atheist belief that God does not exist. These videos are going to be about the greatest joy of my life, entering and living the Catholic mystery, and to live that Catholic mystery day in, day out, because it is not something you just go to on Sundays. It's a whole way of life, the sacramental life. And being a convert, knowing what it's like to grow up as an atheist, for that's what my parents were, then to enter the New Age, because searching for something more, searching for mystery, searching for something far greater than atheism, the New Age was the place I went. And I was there for a few years, and that is until Providence brought me home. On a Swiss mountainside, my life began to change. The Lord began to lead me home to the Church of Rome. So I will be talking in these videos about my conversion, about these different periods of my life. They're like different lives themselves, and what they taught me and how they can compare with each other, but most importantly, how they compare atheism, New Age, with the Catholic life, the sacramental life. I know so well what it's like to live in it and to live without it. I will be talking about these things, these comparisons. And I have grown to love our Lord Jesus Christ so deeply in his sacred heart, in his blessed sacrament. So much so that it is very difficult for me when I miss daily Mass, miss receiving daily communion. And so I do all I can to make sure that I get to Mass every day, regular confession, so that I may worthily receive our Lord, the greatest gift on earth. I will be talking about my love for him in these videos. Not long after my conversion to the Catholic faith, I experienced my first traditional Latin Mass. And I have to say that for the first time, the Mass truly made sense to me. And it wasn't that before that I was thinking the Mass doesn't make sense. It was that in that Mass, where the priest was facing the tabernacle with us, I experienced him as our leader, our shepherd, taking us all to God, there present in the tabernacle, symbolically at the place of the east. And something happened in that Mass with the elevation of the chalice that I will never forget. It was as though we were all beneath the priest's chasuble. We were all travelling with him beneath his priestly vestments, like Holy Church was holding us all together as one, leading towards the Lord in his blessed sacrament. It was a very profound and beautiful experience, and as I say, it helped me understand for the first time what the Mass truly meant, that there at the altar the priest is leading us all together through the beauty of the prayers, through that liturgy. We are all one, travelling behind him, our leader. And of course, as representative of Christ there at the altar, that makes sense. Jesus Christ is leading us in the Mass through the priest. So that is one little glimpse of things I will talk about more. The beauty and the meaning and depth of the Tridentine liturgy, the traditional Latin Mass. Because I have seen repeatedly, side by side, experienced these two Masses, Novus Ordo and traditional Latin Mass, it has led to a lot of insights, observations, sufferings, and conclusions that I want to talk about in these videos. I do have great concern for Holy Church in what she has lost. This is something I began to explore when I featured in Roger's video, episode 19. Now, this is of course not new. People have been talking about it since the liturgy was changed after the Second Vatican Council. Some people are tired of it, but as far as I'm concerned, it's crucial to keep looking at it, because I see that through the loss of certain prayers, depths, the way that the Old Mass feeds the whole being, the whole of our beings, body, all the senses, opening us to then receive our Lord in Holy Communion. It is a very different experience than the Novus Ordo, which seems to me to be chopping and changing. In a certain way, it ends up jarring because there is not a continuation, a smooth flow. And that does something to the human person. These are more things I will explore in these videos. As I mentioned, my love for the Blessed Sacrament cannot be divorced from my love for the Sacred Heart. And when our Lord appeared to St. Margaret Mary Alacoque in the late 17th century in Paray-le-Monial in France, he appeared as the Sacred Heart of Jesus, and as he spoke to her about beginning these new devotions, they were very much centered around reparation to the Blessed Sacrament, reparation to his Sacred Heart. And the way he spoke was, they were not divided. The Sacred Heart, the Blessed Sacrament are one. Our Lord's Sacred Heart is there, beating within the Blessed Sacrament of the altar. This is what he calls us to make reparation for the sacrileges against the Blessed Sacrament upon the altar, against his Sacred Heart. And my life was changed at Paray-le-Monial in France. I've been there 22 times, some of those times staying for long periods, and that it is an incredible place. It is incredible. Paray-le-Monial completely changed my life, and Roger's too, as he speaks about in episode 4 of his videos. So this is another theme I will be exploring in these videos, the devotions to the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And that leads us on to the next thing, our Blessed Mother. I began to pray the Rosary daily on my own in 2002, and I have not missed a day. In fact, my Rosary prayer has grown and grown. Roger and I pray together each day or evening, whatever suits us. One rosary, one chaplet, but I pray myself, and over the years I've become closer and closer to our Blessed Mother, as well as devotions to the most Sacred Heart of Jesus, Eucharistic adoration of the Blessed Sacrament, and devotions to our Blessed Mother Mary. I will speak about devotion to the Infant Jesus of Prague, to whom I also pray. These videos, therefore, about living the Catholic tradition will also point to the importance of pilgrimage to the sacred sites of Christendom, which has been a major part of my life. As Roger Buck, my husband, explains in this wonderful video here. But I cannot finish without a tribute to Roger's books. Cor JESU SACRATISSIMUM is a profound tome exploring in depth Roger's experience and ideas about secularism and the New Age, and how they obscure the Catholic mystery. He writes about his conversion into that Catholic mystery, and his thoughts and insights about counter-revolution in France, Ireland, and more. And by contrast, The Gentle Traditionalist is a light, charming, romantic novel with a steadfast testament to the traditional Catholic faith. It's compelling, it's a lot of fun. I'll just quickly say that if you like this video, it would really help if you hit the like button or subscribe to this channel. Thank you. And thank you for watching, and God bless you.